Hello and welcome to Growing and Eating Plants in Yoga Pants. My name is Rebecca Birdwell and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to cook turnips. So the mission of this channel and this project is to teach you everything I know, and I don't know everything, but to teach you everything I know about gardening and growing your own food and then cooking what you grow. We grow as much as we can, but we also subscribe to a CSA, which is Community Supported Agriculture, and support a local farm. Our local farm that we support is Green Gate Farms. And we have a ton of turnips. And if you don't typically cook with turnips, you're probably wondering, what can I do with turnips? Well, if you follow me on this journey, I am not the cook. I don't call myself a cook. I've never really cooked. My husband cooks a lot, but I do like to cook my vegetables that I grow or that I know that somebody else has grown. But my recipes are always super simple, or mostly super simple. We are going to roast these turnips today. So this is a turnip, and they usually have a green that comes off the top. They are a root vegetable, so this part is underneath the earth. And what I've done is I have chopped up most of the turnips before you've come on board, but just to let you know how I'm going to do it, I'm going to cut this top part off and cut the stem off, which I already picked off while I was talking to you. And then I'm going to cut it in fourths. And this whole time my oven has been preheating. I've put it on roast and on 400. If you don't have the option of roast on your oven, bake would probably work just as well. So I cut the tops of it off, and when I get these from the garden or I get them from the CSA, I automatically cut the greens off, because if you don't cut the greens off, the greens will continue to take energy out of the root and everything will get kind of mushy. So you want to go ahead and cut those greens off. Don't throw them away. You can cook them. You can give them to the chickens. Lastly, I would say give them to the compost if they go bad, but try to eat everything you can. They're bitter, but they're good. I did not peel these today. I'm kind of a lazy cook, so if you don't have to peel it, we're not going to. If we cook them and eat them and they're really bitter, then I'll consider peeling them next time. But if you continue to follow me, you know that I'm not going to put a lot. I'll put effort that I feel is needed. So I'm going to cut these in fourths. So I'm just going to make an X. And then when chopping, just think about putting it in your mouth after it's cooked, and what size would you like it to go in your mouth. That's kind of what I think. I used to not chop things up very well, and my husband would comment often, with love of course, about how I could probably have chopped that up a little bit smaller, and I always used to be like, yeah, whatever, but yeah, I get it now. So can't be that lazy in the kitchen. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a recipe very similar to the recipe that I did with the roasted cauliflower, which was awesome, by the way. So if you missed that one, go back and check it out. We're just going to cover this with olive oil. Love, love, love olive oil. And I mean, I'm sure you can do this with anything. You probably do it with, I don't know, afterwards with melted butter. I don't know. I use olive oil, so we'll just go with that. Also, we're going to salt this up, and I'm not going to give you any measurements. My theory is that salt from the salt shaker is not going to kill you. It's going to be the salt from processed foods. And when I say kill you, that means, just be unhealthy, which is figuratively talking. So we're going to stir all this up, add a little pepper, and just look in there. Is it coated? Is everything coated with olive oil? Because olive oil is really good, and you probably could put too much, but it's not going to hurt anything. You're just going to be wasteful, and that's not what we want to do right now. I think that it is March 20. Goodness, we have been. This is 16 days into the official word of the COVID-19 pandemic when it was announced. So we're on day 16. So if there's any time in your life that that you're not going to be wasteful, now's probably a good time if you are wasteful to stop being wasteful and start cooking your own food. Start growing your own food. I am not a master gardener and I am not a chef, and it's working for me. So I think that we can all do it. Once I have this all coated, I'm just going to pour it onto this pan. This pan is clean. It looks dirty, but it's not. It's an old pan. The things that you think about once you start putting things on video. So in looking at mine, I probably could have not put so much olive oil, just again for the wastefulness of it. But it's okay. We'll pour it on top after it's done. So we're going to spread these out evenly on the baking dish. This is what it looks like if you can't see it. It looks similar to potatoes. We'll pop it in the oven. And the oven's on 400, so we're going to put it in there for about 30 minutes. Now, I'm going to keep an eye on it because my oven tends to run hot. And this is something I've just learned and experimented with and know about myself, that I just need to keep checking it. I guess a more experienced cook or chef would know exactly, but for now, I'm just going to come back in 20 minutes. I'm going to take a fork and I'm going to push it into the food, like as if you were going to eat it, and if it's soft, then it's ready. And also, I think I am going to add a little spice. Why not? So again, I don't have any measurements and I don't have any specific spice. If you watch the cauliflower video, I just said just pull whatever you have out of your cabinet. This is some Italian spice. So I'm going to also just kind of sprinkle that on top. I laugh because these are white like cauliflower, and I said in the last video that I used to not eat cauliflower because and I think it was because of the color, and it just kind of freaked me out a little bit. I used to say they looked like little cauliflower brains. Once I started decorating them and giving them a little speckle of seasoning, it like changed my world. Plus, that recipe is really good. Again, as my go-to cauliflower recipe. Very similar to this. People that say they don't know how to cook, it's really just food and heat and eat. So this is not hot yet, and you can maybe see our dog down here. So excuse me, sweetheart, that's a hot oven. Back up. Okay, so we'll see you when it's ready. Now remember, again, I'm gonna check it at 20 and see how it is. We'll come back after it's completely done and see what we need to do next. See you in a few. Hello and welcome back. I have taken out our turnips. I did come back and check after 20 minutes, and just to let you know, I checked by sticking a fork in, and one of the biggest ones was not quite done. So I put them back in for another 5 minutes, and 5 minutes I felt like was too much because I came back, and if you can see this, they were getting a little brown on the bottom, and I stirred it up. So brown on the bottom, but which I thought was okay, kind of crispy, yummy. And so when I put them in for the second time for the additional 5 minutes, I came back after, I don't know, 2, and I thought they might be going to burn. So pulled them out and stirred them up. And at that point, I was actually kind of glad that I thought that I put too much oil in, because I was able to stir them up and coat them again. They were getting a little dried out, but they look really good. So when I took them out the second time, I just checked again, and it was super moist and crispy on the outside, just a little crispy on the outside. The brown was a little crispy, so you could stick your fork in. And I should try it. Juicy. Wow. If you haven't had roasted turnips, now's the time. They're not the most attractive looking, no offense turnips, they're not the most attractive looking vegetable, but that's my thing against, like, you know, cauliflower, turnip, kind of whitish vegetables, but these are really good. So you are watching Growing and Eating Plants in Yoga Pants at my yoga barn with Rebecca Birdwell. Catch us next time. We will either be in the garden, in the kitchen, in the barn, on a yoga mat. Wherever you catch us, we'll see you next time. Have a great day.